Well, on busy summer nights, the last thing you want to do is heat up the kitchen. Back in the CI kitchen, cooking up a storm is meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob, you brought up the crock pot.
Yeah, we got a crock pot, but we also got one of these bad boys.
Oh yeah, these are fancy. This is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have here for what we've got. I wanted to take a recipe that has a lot of flavor and a lot of seasoning and a lot of fun. I wanted to turn that into something that you can also easily do in the crock pot because let's be honest, life is busy, isn't it? It's so busy sometimes.
Crock pot is a year-round
It really
deal.
is, yeah.
Yes.
Especially in the summertime, you don't want to heat up the kitchen. Just you can fudge some steps on here and make some things happen. So we're doing a jerk chicken today.
Yum.
In the crock pot, and with that, I've got some red beans and rice.
Okay.
And then I also have a Creole seasoning that we're going to do. We'll talk about the Creole seasoning, the red beans and rice later, and you'll have to go to the website to get those recipes. But I want to talk to you about my jerk chicken.
Okay, tell me what's in this guy.
Yeah, so if we look here in the crock pot, first off, what I've done is I've chunked some chicken, and that chicken has, you can use, traditionally it seems like jerk chicken's more like thighs, and it has a crispy crust. I'm going for the flavor here more than I am the texture at this point. So in there we've mixed in a bunch of seasonings. My homemade Creole seasoning, it's a mix of like 10 different spices that are in there. We've added garlic, some extra cinnamon, allspice, some white pepper, and nutmeg. I'm going to sweeten it with some brown sugar also, that cinnamon and brown sugar. Can you catch the whiff of that?
Yeah, I can.
It's a
and is that like jerk twist that I like?
It does, yeah. That's going to help give it that flavor here. And then we're going to also add a little bit of fresh ginger and some soy sauce. And then that all goes in there. Now, to make that, the chicken goes in there by itself. What I've done right here is I've actually used a blender. And I didn't bring the blender, but I brought the component of it here. This here,
looks a little interesting.
This is my marinade. All of those ingredients I was listing, instead of just putting them in the crock pot, I'm going to blend them in ahead of time into this jar and into this blender bottle, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I blend it together. If you have a food processor, same thing. And the other thing I have in here is pineapple. So I put whole pineapple in there.
Yum.
So you catch a whiff here.
Oh yeah, I can definitely smell
it has that sweet flavor, but also that jerk seasoning, you know, really good flavor to it here. I'm actually going to marinate my chicken bites in here for overnight. I could do 3 hours, you can do 24 hours, and let that flavor really soak into the chicken, and just dump that bag then in there. So that's what we've done here. At this point then, I left about 1/4 of it behind. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my chicken out, and I went with little chicken bites, I guess you could say, little jerk chicken nuggets, could we say that here. And the reason for that is because I wanted something that I could throw into a bowl with some red beans and rice. Maybe I can shred it up and for tacos. I wanted to be versatile with it here.
Yeah.
And we're going to add that chicken onto the board. Now, I'll do the rest of it here in a little bit, but you'll get the idea.
Do you ever find in a crock pot cooking your chicken that it gets dry? Or do you have you figured that out? This
was full of liquid. The more liquid, the better. That's going to be the key there. And so the chicken also, if you turn that back down there, that's pretty full. So I didn't have an issue with that, getting it that way. So just make sure you got enough liquid. That's the big thing. Don't ever steam it. Okay. You want it to basically cook in liquid here. Yeah. And what I'm doing is I'm taking some of this marinade and I'm putting it on top here, and I'm going to throw it in the broiler for 3, maybe 4 minutes in the oven on broiler. That's going to help, I think, get a little bit of a crispier crust on it. Of course, they don't have skin. You know, chicken thighs will work a little better, but that marinade as it sits there, that's going to help give it just a little extra flavor, a little kick there. I think you'll like it when it's done. So
almost like a caramelizing.
Somewhat like that, yeah. So I think it's going to turn out to be pretty good. So you can see, I'm going to do the rest here during the break, but then we're going to take
your red beans and rice.
Some red beans and rice that I've made, and I also use some Creole seasoning in that. I've made this to where my recipe gives you a lot of flavor up front. And then once you get to the end, I mean, you're getting hints of this, hints of the different spices. And then once you get to the end, then you get a little bit of a slow burn. Some people love the heat. Some people will put habanero peppers in this recipe.
Gosh. I more like to taper off a little bit.
I want a little flavor in that here. So we've held back on it, but it's got a little bit of a kick in the end of it. And actually, my wife and I have already eaten on this a little bit.
Oh.
And we had lunch today, and we threw a little bit of sausage, a little bit of that.
That'd be a nice little touch there.
So you can do what you want with that. Very versatile. Red beans and rice are going to go great with this recipe.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited for the second half of this. We'll be back with Jacob in just a bit. In the meantime, go follow him on Facebook. Always a fun follow. All right, everyone's financial situation and goals differ, but that doesn't mean you can't find high quality. All right, we are back in the CI kitchen cooking up a storm with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. All right, Jacob, this turned out really well.
Yeah, it did. And this is an extra step, too. Now, if you just want to take it straight from the crock pot and eat it, you don't have the time. I have found like 5 extra minutes to make this happen here. I just took a little of the extra marinated on top, put out my chicken bites. Now, if you do chicken thighs, you can do chicken strips, chicken breast, however you want, whatever chicken you got. I just had some chicken breast in the freezer and decided I'll chunk it up here and it'll go really good in a bowl. And so that's what it's turned into here then. You can see the marinade on top. It's also browned just a little bit, so that's we're getting that shot on there. There you go. Where it just about broil for 3-4 minutes is going to add some extra flavor. I am a fan of flavor.
Oh, same.
And have a lot of it
Pile
here.
it in.
I want to show you my magic seasoning real quick. I was making Grace sniff this earlier.
It smells amazing.
This is my homemade Creole seasoning blend in there. And I'll have that on the website, so be sure you check that out. Are we going to have time to eat this real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about here.
The bottom good. You want to try some of the rice?
I do want to try some of the rice.
Okay,
now,
well, how about you just use that and go ahead and just dig straight on in.
Okay.
This is going to be great for the rice. Look at that. All the recipe for the rice and beans as well. It's going to be
Ooh, that is really good rice.
And now the heat's coming, isn't it?
You're just setting in a little bit.
Get the heat at the end of it. So that's the best part about it. Look, great meal.
Caught me off guard a little.
A little bit?
Like,
yeah. That's the sauce on caliente. That's one of my favorites in there. So I'm just going to take some of this chunks of chicken. Now, you could also use the red beans and rice with sausage. That's what my wife and I had for lunch today. It was very delicious, but just stick that on in there. And you got a bowl ready to go here.
Healthy, delicious. You've got your
home
protein.
cooked, all that great flavor in there. And again, I'm always going for the quick way to get that flavor, and that crock pot is the secret. I know you and Heather just love to talk about that.
We appreciate the crock pot because we know how easy it makes it. Jacob, we appreciate you as always. If people want those recipes, they got to head to our website.
Yep. Remember, the Creole seasoning is going to be on there, and the red beans and rice, you have to get those only online. I'll have it up here in just a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us today. This is a good one. I'd recommend it for sure. All right, Thursday on CSN.